We are still at the start of yet another fine week, and I hope so far it's coming along well. Now, before we jump into today's video, remember life will always offer you many doors. It's up to you to decide which one you'd like to open and which one to close. And so does the crypto world. What do I mean? For the longest time, cryptocurrencies have been discussed and debated, but only recently are they coming to light as financial tools accessible and valuable to more than the die-hard crypto nerds. The crypto world has been going wild, especially the altcoin market, and I think now more people are tapping onto these opportunities. Welcome to the money side. The XRP army is growing, and you shouldn't be left behind either. Jump onto the ship, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you're notified whenever we post our daily crypto updates. Back to today's topic, the cryptocurrency market's value just topped $2 trillion plus for the first time. And it begs the question, where's all this volume coming from? Well, there is only one estimation here, is that the altcoin market is booming. In fact, as of writing, the price of XRP, one of the most popular altcoins, is $1.36, and its market cap has grown all the way to $136.21 billion. With that said, let's take a look at some of the recent XRP news and events that may support the idea of where the price might go. As the way things stand at the moment, we are on target for the $2 mark soon, the $5 eventually. If the trend continues, the $100 mark won't be far off, and this would be remarkable for the XRP, so we're going to keep an eye on it. Stay tuned for our detailed technical analysis at the end of the video. Without further ado, we will look at the XRP news that talks about some of the fundamental things that will push and support the price moves to these levels. First, on Twitter, the Ripple CTO tweeted that XRP can't fail the SEC lawsuit as it already has a quite significant market cap. According to David Schwartz, Stellar has a similar technology as Ripple, but a different strategy. While we don't want to dig deeper into comparing Ripple with Stellar, the fact here is that Ripple is less likely to fail as most of its customer base is not in the United States. That means no matter the SEC court case ruling, it will less likely affect the rest of the world. This will only hurt the United States. So far, Ripple has achieved widespread adoption with XRP, which is a strong backbone here. Also, more exchanges have been relisting XRP in the past week, pushing things a notch higher. If Ripple can get this lawsuit out of its way, it will be a solid fundamental in the price movement. That said, let's see what's recent in regards to the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. The judge recently rejected the SEC's request for Garlinghouse and Larson to release their personal information to the public. The SEC wanted to access 8 years of personal information on the CEOs to use against their case towards Ripple. Ripple lawyers argued that if the SEC seeks to intervene, all the other XRP holders, including large stake investors who've already sued Ripple Labs Inc. for unregistered offers, will also intervene. That could cause an avalanche of claims, leading to complexity, undue delay, and confusion. A significant win for Ripple was when the U.S. Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn ruled on April 6th. Her ruling was in favor of granting access to Ripple to the SEC internal discussions over cryptocurrencies. In March, Judge Torres also dropped a bombshell comment that my understanding of XRP is that it not only does it have a currency value, but it has a utility. That's a statement that admits that XRP has its utility and currency value. Additionally, Garlinghouse counsel says that it could be a game over if they found any information suggesting the SEC thinks that XRP is akin to Ethereum or Bitcoin. The most significant market for XRP is, in fact, outside the US. Though there's a lot of hope that Ripple will likely win the case, Brad Garlinghouse said that their firm is ready to march without the XRP-based platform if they lose the battle. Additionally, Brad went on to say how ironic the lawsuit is because the SEC claims that Ripple sold XRP illegally, yet they are letting the court decide. But that made a lot of sense. I mean, why would the SEC let the court determine whether it was a crime or not? Yet they are the ones filing the case? Above all, the SEC is responsible for cryptocurrency rules and regulations, but they must rely on the court to confirm the actions. Either way, we all know that this lawsuit will only affect the purchases of XRP in the US. More importantly, Garlinghouse believes that XRP can run independently, but they try to ensure that doesn't come to pass. Taking a close look at XRP's price action, it's still showing signs of higher highs, and it's worth investing in. Not to sound like a broken record, but guys, I believe XRP is the engine we all need to capitalize and profit from cryptocurrencies. That's because this coin has a substantial following behind it, even with the lawsuit at its back. Additionally, blockchain technology is well designed to become the bridge between cryptocurrencies and fiat. And that's not all. Ripple is already in talks with the world's central banks to integrate their systems with XRP. Without a doubt, XRP has already one foot into the future, and the tech team is already working to ensure the lawsuit does not hinder its operations. Guys, I can't stress this enough. Jump into XRP while it's still moving forward. Let's take a look at analysis. In this chart, we can see monthly imbalances. The 3 identified zones are in place here to provide the key areas for where the price will look to consolidate before the continuation pattern completes. Price has now broken through the monthly zone. The price will now look to tail off to fall back between $1.21 down to 84 cents. The price here has been creating higher high with the closes on the monthly candle. The information here, price has been informing imbalance buyers, is that the big opportunity here is clear to gear up for a buying imbalance. And in this chart for weekly imbalances, the weekly zones are outlined and sit above the monthly, as these act as revision points for the buying and selling imbalances. The very strong imbalance between 26 to 24 shows a great opportunity for longs only. It was just a case of buying in. And when the price reverted back to test the low, as these newly established trading ranges offer, a clear opportunity to add is recognized here. If we put the 4-day and weekly chart together, with reference to the price finding and inefficiency on the weekly time frame, the pattern formed showed strong wicks and reversals occurring as price action takes effect. The inefficiencies here are tested, but the sellers are now removed and buying imbalances are in place. There has been great opportunities to short from the weekly imbalance to maximize potential upon hedging or purely aggressively selling from plus 60 cent zone as the weekly pattern completed. Conversely, this is short-lived as the fresh zone is always retested with XRP as the higher weekly lows show a steady formation. 2 key criteria to follow here. 1. The price has placed a key weekly whipsaw effect from the initial formation of the price inefficiency. 2. The consequence of this pair being the most liquid is testing the previous imbalance upon the motion of a risk scenario, where price becomes a controlled shift of price inefficiency. The monthly reference here shows 4 candles of interest, whereby consecutive months have resulted in large wicks where the price has created the imbalance required. Cross-asset analysis. Using the weekly time frame, XRP is lagging behind the 2 correlated pairs. However, it's offering large scope for new zones for smaller imbalances. OMG Network, the black one, Tezos, the green one. These 2 coins move with a very strong positive correlation. This daily chart is Fibonacci retracement tool. Zone alignments. The 2 outlined zones are clear indicators of where shorts will be good areas to take profits, if you so wish, and also additional buy points. Price will need to close in the desired zone and infill the imbalance upon the 4-day and weekly time frame. Use these as a reference. Please keep in mind we are not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. Tell us what you think in the comment section below and let's have a conversation. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and to click on the subscribe button below. Turn on notifications to get informed whenever we post our amazing content. We'll see you in the next video.